If you have crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, 10 things will happen to you in April 2025. If you have both a crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, something extraordinary is on its way. April 2025 is not just another month. It holds 10 profound transformations that will ripple through your life. You might not even realize it yet, but your hands have been quietly telling your story all along. Have you ever looked down at your palm and felt a subtle pull? As if those mysterious markings, the delicate curve of a moon, the strong lines forming an M, were trying to speak to you? In a world overflowing with distractions, these ancient symbols whisper a truth many ignore. You are here for something more. And if that message resonates with you, if you've always felt different, more tuned in, more connected to the unseen, then this is no coincidence. These signs point to a rare path. You may be what we call a soul navigator, someone placed on this earth to awaken, to heal, and to guide others through change. These markings are not random. They are sacred signatures of purpose. And now, as the energies of April begin to shift, the universe is aligning opportunities, insights, and even challenges designed to activate your deeper calling. In this video, I'll reveal 10 specific things that will unfold in your journey this month. Changes that could open your heart, deepen your relationships, and redirect your entire path forward. This isn't about superstition. It's about awakening to your own spiritual code. Welcome to the journey of wisdom, where ancient signs meet modern life. Let's begin. Number 1. Your intuition will become your greatest strength. If you have the crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, the month of April 2025 is set to open a gateway within you, a deeper alignment with your own inner compass. One of the most powerful shifts you'll notice is that your intuition will quietly rise to the surface and become your greatest strength. This is not just about gut feelings or vague hunches. You'll start to perceive things before they unfold, often surprising yourself with how deeply you know something without any rational explanation. Your dreams may carry messages that feel more vivid and symbolic, and you might wake up with clarity that seems to come from a place beyond your thinking mind. As your sensitivity deepens, you'll find yourself tuning into the feelings of others, even when they wear masks. Without a single word spoken, you'll understand the mood in the room, feel the weight of someone's unspoken sorrow, or catch the ripple of joy in someone's smile. It's as if your spirit has developed an antenna that picks up signals from a higher realm. This awakening of your inner sight is not a coincidence, but a call to live more attentively, more mindfully, and more compassionately. As the Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." And now, your mind is being invited to stretch beyond the material and into the unseen. This new connection with your intuition is not about mysticism or superstition. It's a return to the natural wisdom you've always had, but perhaps ignored or doubted. In today's fast-paced world, where we are constantly distracted by noise, opinions, and digital screens, many have forgotten the art of inner listening. But those with signs like the crescent moon and the mem on their palm are being nudged to remember. When you learn to trust this intuitive guidance, decision-making becomes clearer, relationships feel more authentic, and even challenges begin to carry meaning. Instead of reacting from fear or uncertainty, you'll respond from a place of quiet knowing. This month is urging you to slow down and tune in. because the answers you're seeking aren't always out there. They are already within you, gently waiting for your attention. Lao Tzu reminds us, at the center of your being you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. As you begin to live with more sensitivity, it's important to ground yourself so you don't feel overwhelmed. Being deeply intuitive can be a gift, but without balance, it can make you feel like you're carrying emotions that aren't yours. In this period, take time to rest, meditate, or simply sit quietly with nature. The more you return to stillness, the clearer your inner voice becomes. Sometimes, a simple breath is all it takes to hear the wisdom that's been buried beneath the noise. In Buddhist teachings, mindfulness is the path to clarity, and clarity is the path to peace. When you are present, your inner guidance speaks louder than fear. You'll notice that as you honor this gift, your confidence grows. Not from ego, but from alignment. You no longer need to chase validation because you trust your truth. And from this place of self-trust, your entire life begins to shift. Opportunities come not because you're forcing them, but because your energy is now a magnet for what aligns with your soul. As the days unfold in April, you may have moments where everything feels heightened. Colors may seem brighter, your emotions more raw, your connections deeper. This isn't a coincidence. It's your spirit stretching into awareness. Think of it as waking up after a long sleep, where everything seems new but also somehow familiar. And while this path of heightened intuition isn't always easy, it's deeply rewarding. You may be called to help others, to offer insight, to be a quiet presence of comfort for someone who is struggling. You don't have to fix anyone. Sometimes just your calm energy is enough. As Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, compassion is a verb. This month, your intuition and compassion will walk hand in hand, guiding you to make small, meaningful choices that bring light into both your life and the lives of others. And so, as you move through April, pay attention to those inner nudges, those subtle whispers from your spirit. Don't dismiss the dream that stays with you or the feeling you get around certain people. Your intuition is a sacred gift, part wisdom, part love, and entirely yours. Trust it, honor it, and allow it to lead you. Because when you do, life no longer feels like something happening to you, but something unfolding through you. And that is the beginning of true spiritual freedom. Number 2, you'll experience a deep spiritual awakening. You'll experience a deep spiritual awakening, a shift so subtle yet so powerful that it feels like waking up from a dream you didn't even know you were in. During this time, you might find yourself sitting in silence more often, questioning things you once accepted without a second thought. Who am I really? Why am I here? What do I actually want from this life? These questions don't come from your mind alone. They arise from something deeper within you, a quiet voice that's been waiting patiently to be heard. This spiritual awakening doesn't arrive like a lightning bolt. It comes like the morning sun, gradually lighting up what was once hidden in the dark. And with that light, your perspective begins to change. The things that used to excite you, the new gadgets, the chase for recognition, even the approval of others, start to lose their power over you. Instead, you start craving something more lasting, more fulfilling. You long for purpose, inner peace, and a sense of connection that can't be bought or earned, but only felt. You begin to see that happiness doesn't come from what you have, but from how deeply you understand who you are and how gently you live your truth. As this awakening continues, you'll become more sensitive to the energy around you. The noise of the world, the constant rush, the comparisons, the need to prove, starts to fade into the background, and your focus shifts inward. You become more present, more tuned in to the small details of life. The way the breeze feels on your skin, the look in someone's eyes, the rhythm of your own breath. You start appreciating silence not as emptiness, but as a space where you can truly meet yourself. You might notice your priorities change. Relationships that felt draining begin to fall away naturally. You'll be drawn toward people, experiences, and ideas that nourish your spirit. This is not about isolating yourself or rejecting the world. It's about finding your rightful place in it, standing still while everything else moves, and learning how to flow with life rather than fight it. Have you ever had a moment where you felt completely at peace, even if just for a second? That's the kind of feeling that will begin to surface more often during this phase. Your heart starts to open in ways you didn't expect. Compassion becomes second nature. You'll begin to understand others better, not because they've changed, but because you have. You no longer feel the need to win arguments or be right all the time. Instead, you listen more, judge less, and realize that everyone is fighting battles you may never see. Even your challenges, especially your challenges, begin to reveal themselves as teachers. The pain you once avoided now becomes a doorway to healing. You start asking, what is this trying to show me? Instead of, why is this happening to me? And that shift changes everything. You stop blaming life and start walking with it, hand in hand, even during the tough times. This is the beauty of awakening. It teaches you that everything has meaning, even the things that once felt like mistakes. As you walk this path, you may feel lonely at times, but know this, you are never truly alone. Many others are waking up just like you in their own quiet ways. And the more you live in alignment with your truth, the more your energy begins to inspire others, simply by existing. So, if you have the crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, take this as a gentle nudge from the universe. You're entering a time of transformation. You're not here just to exist. You're here to evolve. Be patient with yourself. Growth is not always loud. Sometimes it's just a soft whisper that says, keep going. The lesson here is simple but powerful. When the soul awakens, the heart follows, and your life begins to reflect the truth of who you are. Number 3. Old wounds will resurface to be healed. If you have the letter Mem or a crescent moon shape on your palm, the month of April 2025 may carry a powerful message for you, especially when it comes to healing from the past. Number 3 on this journey is about something many of us try to avoid: the return of old wounds. These might be memories you haven't thought about in years, feelings you believed you'd buried, or unresolved situations that show up in new forms. It might feel confusing at first. You may wonder, why is this coming up now? But I want to remind you, these memories are not coming back to punish you. They are returning because your heart is ready, truly ready to heal. You are no longer the same person you were when that pain first entered your life. This time, you're coming back to it with more strength, more wisdom, and more clarity. Think of it like this. A wound needs to be cleaned before it can fully close. Sometimes that cleaning stings, but it's necessary. And in this season, life is asking you to sit gently with the things that once broke you, and look at them not with fear, but with compassion. As the Buddha once said, pain is certain, suffering is optional. The suffering often comes not from the pain itself, but from our resistance to it. So if tears rise in April, let them come. They're not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that your heart is still open, still capable of feeling, and most importantly, capable of healing. After the crying, you might feel a strange stillness, like a fog that finally lifts. That's the beginning of transformation. You might suddenly see why things happened the way they did. You may realize that someone's betrayal taught you boundaries, that a heartbreak taught you self-respect, that a failure gave birth to humility. These lessons are gold, and without the pain, they couldn't have been born. Have you ever noticed how a cut on the skin closes and leaves behind a scar? A reminder that something happened, but also proof that you survived it. That's what's happening within you. And in many ways, this moment is an invitation. Will you continue to run from what hurt you, or will you finally turn around, face it with gentle eyes, and say, "I see you, thank you for the lesson"? There's no pressure to have it all figured out. Healing isn't a race, it's a rhythm. And you move in that rhythm with every breath, every tear, every moment of reflection. You might choose to write about your memories, to speak to someone who understands, or simply sit with yourself in silence. However you choose to walk through this, know this: you're not going backward. You're actually stepping forward, with more wholeness than before. With more wholeness than before. There's a Zen saying that goes, "Let go or be dragged." And truly, April wants to help you release. Release the shame. Release the guilt. Release the idea that you were supposed to be stronger back then. You were doing the best you could with what you knew. And now you know more. You feel deeper. You care differently. Isn't that growth? So I want to ask you something. What pain are you ready to finally lay to rest? What would your life feel like if you allowed yourself to be free from it? Take a deep breath and really think about it, because this is your moment, a moment to begin again, not as someone who's broken, but as someone who's breaking open into light, into truth, into peace. And if no one's told you yet today, I'm proud of you. The work of healing is not easy, but it's the most sacred journey you'll ever take. Keep walking gently. Keep trusting. The road is opening before you, and so is your heart. If you've made it this far, you're already tapping into the deeper meaning behind the crescent moon and the letter M on your palm. Comment "Destiny Awakens" below to affirm your connection to these powerful signs. Don't click away just yet. There are still incredible insights ahead that could shape your path this April 2025. Stay tuned and discover what the universe might be revealing to you. Number 4, you'll discover your true purpose. During this transformative period in April 2025, those with the crescent moon and the letter M on their palm are likely to experience a powerful inner awakening, a kind of quiet realization that life is far more than just getting by. You begin to feel a pull towards something deeper, more meaningful and uniquely yours. It's not about fame, fortune, or following the crowd. It's about tuning in to your own rhythm and uncovering the path that feels like home to your soul. This isn't something you need to force or search endlessly for. Rather, it unfolds naturally as you become more present, more self-aware, and more connected to who you truly are. The noise of the world begins to quiet down just enough for your inner voice to be heard. And in that space, you realize you weren't born just to pay bills, meet expectations, or pass time. You were born to contribute something only you can give. That realization, while subtle, reshapes everything. Your true purpose could manifest in countless ways. You may find yourself drawn to healing, whether that means supporting others through emotional challenges or guiding them to physical wellness. You might feel an urge to teach, not just in a formal classroom, but in the everyday moments where your experiences become lessons for others. Some are meant to inspire through art, words, or simply by being an example of resilience. Others are builders, not just of businesses or systems, but of bridges between people, ideas, and even generations. Whatever your soul is called to do, it will feel like something you've always known, just hidden beneath layers of distraction, fear, or doubt. And in discovering it, you'll notice that the pieces of your past, the struggles, the detours, even the pain, start falling into place like a puzzle finally revealing its picture. It's easy in today's world to lose ourselves in roles that aren't fully aligned with our hearts. We carry the weight of responsibility, financial pressure, and expectations from family or society. But this moment of clarity is a gentle nudge from the universe, reminding you that even amid all that, your soul has never stopped whispering. It's never too late to listen. If you're in your 30s, maybe you've started to question if your career is truly fulfilling. If you're in your 40s or 50s, you might feel a tug towards something new, something more aligned with who you've become. And if you're in your 60s, you might finally feel free enough to do what you've always dreamed of, because wisdom has taught you that time is precious, and the heart knows what it wants. But discovering purpose doesn't mean everything suddenly becomes easy. In fact, the path might challenge you in ways you didn't expect. Still, there's a peace in knowing you're walking in truth, even if it's uphill. The joy isn't just in the destination. It's in the deep fulfillment that comes from finally being in sync with your inner self. You'll notice that things begin to flow, not because life becomes perfect, but because you stop resisting who you really are. That resistance, once removed, unlocks energy, creativity, and confidence you didn't know you had. It might lead to new people entering your life, unexpected opportunities showing up, or old dreams resurfacing with new urgency. If this resonates with you, now is the time to pay attention. Slow down just enough to reflect on what truly lights you up, not just what you're good at, but what makes you feel alive. Is there something you've always loved but pushed aside? Something others often come to you for advice about? These are often signs pointing toward your calling, and once you begin to honor those signs, no matter how small, the universe begins to meet you halfway. It's like walking a path that lights up under your feet as you move forward, one step at a time. So, if you carry that crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, know that you're being invited into a deeper relationship with your life. This isn't about superstition, it's about self-awareness and honoring the unique path that only you can walk. Let this be the month where you stop waiting for permission and start living with intention. The world doesn't need another person just going through the motions. It needs you fully awake, fully alive, and walking with purpose. Let that truth guide you, and the rest will follow. Number 5. Your career and life path will start to shift. Your career and life path will begin to shift in April 2025, and this change won't be loud or sudden. It'll feel like a quiet inner calling that gets stronger day by day. If you have a crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, you may already be feeling it. There's a sense that certain things no longer fit. Maybe your current job feels dull, the environment around you feels off, or you're simply not excited to wake up and do what you once thought you enjoy. Don't ignore that feeling. It's not just dissatisfaction, it's a signal. Your soul is telling you that the road you've been walking on is no longer in alignment with your true self. When something no longer resonates with your spirit, it's often the universe whispering that a new door is about to open. And when you pay attention to these whispers, something beautiful happens. New opportunities start to show up. Ones where you're not just another person in the crowd, but someone who's seen, heard, and valued for who you truly are. You'll start noticing that people recognize your unique energy, your clarity of thought, and the depth of your intuition. They may come to you not for what you do, but for how you make them feel. Calm, inspired, understood. Maybe you'll become a quiet leader, not one who demands attention, but one whose wisdom naturally draws people in. You might discover that your voice has power, not because it's loud, but because it speaks truth. Or you could find yourself in creative spaces where your imagination flows freely and others look to you as the one who sees things differently. Have you ever felt like you were meant to do something more, something meaningful, something that helps others grow while also making you feel alive? This month, that feeling won't just stay in your heart. It will start showing itself in real life. Pay close attention to the conversations you're having, the ideas that keep popping into your mind, and the unexpected chances that come your way. Are you ready to listen to what your life is trying to tell you? As this shift happens, you may also feel a little afraid. That's okay. Change brings uncertainty, and it's natural to question whether you're truly ready. But here's the truth. If the universe is making space, it means something is meant to fill it. So be open. Be willing to step into roles that might seem new, but feel deeply familiar on the inside. Trust that even if the path isn't clear yet, it will light up one step at a time, as long as you keep walking it with courage and intention. And as you move forward, remember that being a guide doesn't always mean standing on a stage. Sometimes it simply means being the calm presence in a storm, the voice of reason in a room full of noise, or the one who quietly reminds others of their worth just by living your truth. So, the deeper lesson here is this: listen to your inner compass. If something feels off, honor it. If a new door opens, explore it. And if people start turning to you for direction, know that it's not by accident. You have something within you that others see, even if you don't fully see it yet. Your journey is shifting, not to pull you away from your life, but to guide you closer to the version of yourself you were always meant to become. And as that happens, don't forget to ask yourself, am I living in a way that feels true to me? That one question, when answered honestly, might be the most powerful compass you ever use. Number 6. You'll redefine what success means to you. Let's talk about something deep and very personal. What success truly means to you. If you have a crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, many ancient palmistry traditions believe you're someone spiritually attuned, often destined to awaken to truths that go beyond what most people chase in life. And in April 2025, one of the most powerful shifts you'll experience is this: you'll redefine what success means to you. Not in a vague philosophical way, but in a way that changes how you wake up in the morning, how you make choices, and how you feel about your place in this world. You may start to realize that chasing after money, titles, and the approval of others leaves you feeling empty, even if from the outside it all looks perfect. There's a moment, maybe a quiet one late at night, or a conversation that stirs something inside you, when you begin to ask yourself questions that shake your foundation. Does this life I'm building actually make me feel alive? Am I being true to the person I am when no one's watching? This awakening is not a small thing. It's the seed of a whole new kind of life. In Buddhist thought, there's a phrase, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." This shift in how you define success might be that word of peace. You'll begin to understand that real success isn't about proving yourself. It's about living with purpose, speaking your truth, and showing up in the world as someone who doesn't need to pretend. You'll feel more drawn to people and opportunities that align with your soul rather than your resume. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you stop chasing what the world calls success and start living in alignment with your own values, the kind of success you once thought you had to fight for starts to come to you naturally. Doors open. People respect your authenticity. You start making decisions from a place of confidence, not fear. So let me ask you something. What does success look like for you when no one else is watching? Can you sit with that question for a moment, not rushing to answer, but truly feeling it in your heart? I ask because the most powerful transformation begins not when we change our actions, but when we change the way we see. In Zen teachings, we often speak of the beginner's mind, that open, curious awareness that doesn't cling to old definitions, but looks at the world with fresh eyes. This is your moment to see yourself differently. To ask, is this the life I want to keep living, or is there something deeper calling me forward? Maybe success for you is simplicity. Maybe it's being present with your family. Maybe it's creating art, growing a garden, or speaking out for what you believe in. Whatever it is, honor it. Let it be enough. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The most precious gift we can offer others is our presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers." As you step into this new understanding of success, remember, what the world needs isn't more people chasing wealth. It needs more people who are fully alive, who show up real, kind, and grounded in their truth. And maybe, just maybe, this redefinition of success is the beginning of your blooming. So now I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you thought success meant before that you're now ready to let go of? Let's walk this journey together, one mindful step at a time. If you're still watching, it means you're ready to unlock the hidden messages written in your own palm. The crescent moon and the letter M aren't just coincidences. They're signs. Comment April Awakening below to embrace the journey that lies ahead. Keep watching. What happens next might just shift your entire perspective this month. Number 7. Money and opportunities will start flowing naturally. When your palm reveals the crescent moon and the letter M, it signals something deeply symbolic, a shift in your energy that begins to reflect clarity of purpose and alignment with your deeper truth. In April 2025, this alignment may become especially pronounced, opening doors you didn't even know existed. Financial blessings and life-changing opportunities begin to flow to you, not because you're aggressively pursuing them, but because you are becoming someone who naturally attracts them. It's the law of resonance at work. What you embody internally is reflected back to you in the external world. As the old saying goes, what you seek is seeking you. This truth is echoed in the teachings of the Buddha, who once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." In the same way, abundance comes not from frantic action, but from a state of inner balance. When your heart is calm and your actions are aligned with kindness, integrity, and self-awareness, you begin to move in harmony with the rhythm of life. The result? You no longer chase opportunities, they find you. The stress, anxiety, and pressure that once defined your relationship with money begin to dissolve. You start noticing how the right people show up at the right time, how conversations naturally lead to new ventures, and how your creativity and ideas feel more potent and inspired. This is not magic. It is the unfolding of karma meeting readiness. The energy you've been cultivating, even silently, begins to bear fruit. But it is essential to understand that this isn't about passively waiting. It's about being fully present and available for life as it presents itself, trusting the process and not forcing outcomes. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh wisely said, "Smile, breathe, and go slowly." This gentle approach allows you to live from a place of faith rather than fear, which in turn magnetizes prosperity. In the modern world, where the hustle is glorified and burnout is common, this message serves as a gentle reminder to prioritize your inner world. Pay attention to how you feel, how you treat others, and how you speak about your dreams. All of it matters. Money is no longer just currency. It becomes a reflection of how aligned you are with your purpose and how open you are to receiving. It's less about how hard you work and more about how clearly you can see. When you're connected to what truly matters, compassion, wisdom, and presence, you begin to create value in ways that naturally draw support and success your way. And in those quiet moments of clarity, you'll realize that abundance is not a destination, it's a state of being. Just like a river that flows without effort, your life can become a channel for prosperity when your intentions are pure and your actions reflect love. So take this time to observe where your energy goes each day. Are you stressed, or are you centered? Are you pushing, or are you allowing? When you shift from scarcity to trust, from fear to flow, that's when life surprises you with all the things you thought you had to fight for. April 2025 may be the turning point, but the seeds are already within you. Nurture them with mindfulness and gratitude, and watch as the universe responds. As the Dhammapada teaches, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. Keep your thoughts aligned with your truth, and your outer life will soon reflect the abundance already alive in your heart. Number 8. You'll become a quiet yet powerful leader. If you have the crescent moon and the letter M on your palm, April 2025 could unfold in ways you never quite expected. And one of the most powerful signs of transformation lies in what we're calling number 8. You'll become a quiet yet powerful leader. Now, what does that truly mean for you? It means you're stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't need to be loud to be respected, doesn't need to dominate conversations to influence others, and doesn't crave the spotlight to make an impact. Your strength is in your stillness. There's something unshakable about a person who knows themselves, someone who doesn't have to prove their worth, but simply embodies it in how they move through the world. In April, that's who you are becoming. Your calm, grounded presence, like a tree rooted deep into the earth, will speak for you. Others will feel it before you even say a word. You may find that in moments where chaos surrounds you, people naturally turn to you, not because you raised your hand or made a grand statement, but because your energy feels like peace, like home, like the eye of the storm. This isn't about having a title or position of authority. It's deeper than that. It's spiritual leadership, the kind that comes from living with integrity, clarity, and compassion. Have you ever met someone whose simple presence made you feel more at ease, more focused, more connected to yourself? That's what you're becoming for others. You won't guide with rules or demands. You'll guide with your essence. And perhaps the most beautiful part of it is that this shift is not something you're forcing. It's unfolding naturally, like the moon slowly revealing its light. Your soul has been preparing for this for a long time, quietly growing in wisdom through your experiences, your trials, your reflections. So ask yourself, where in your life have you already been leading quietly without even realizing it? Where have people already been seeking your advice, valuing your insight, or simply feeling better after being around you? April will amplify that energy. You'll find more people leaning on your presence, more moments where your words, even few, hold great weight. This is not the time to doubt your influence. This is the time to trust that the peace you've cultivated inside yourself is your power. And with that comes responsibility. Not the heavy kind, but the sacred kind. You're being called to show others what it means to live with balance, to lead without ego, and to embody truth without needing recognition. What you're offering the world is subtle but profound, a living example of mindful leadership. You are becoming the reminder that leadership doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply breathes deeply and listens. Sometimes it just shows up consistently, authentically, and with heart. So as you walk through April, remember this: your influence doesn't need noise. Your power lies in how you make people feel, how your presence brings calm, and how your quiet confidence inspires others to find their own voice. Be that light, be that steady flame, and know that in a world that's often too loud, your silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. Let your stillness be your statement, your peace be your power, and your heart be your guide. Lesson to take with you: true leadership isn't about being in front of others, it's about being within yourself. When you're rooted in calm, clarity, and compassion, you naturally guide others without even trying. So nurture that stillness, honor that quiet strength, and walk through this month knowing that your energy alone is making a difference. Number 9. You notice signs and messages from the universe. If you have a crescent moon and the letter M clearly marked on your palm, there's something quite special unfolding for you this April 2025. And one of the most powerful shifts is happening in the way you perceive the world around you. You might start noticing little things that others easily brush off, dreams that feel more vivid, moments that repeat with eerie precision, or numbers that seem to follow you wherever you go, like 1111, 222, or your birth date showing up at random times. These aren't just random moments. They're quiet nudges, subtle whispers from the universe guiding you towards something deeper. Have you ever paused and thought, what are the chances of this happening right now? That question might pop up more often, and it's not just coincidence, it's synchronicity, a sign that you're starting to align with a greater purpose. It's as though life is leaving you breadcrumbs, and if you pay close attention, they might just lead you to exactly where you need to be. This growing awareness is deeply personal. It's not loud or dramatic. It's quiet, like a soft bell ringing only for you. You begin to feel things more deeply, to know without knowing how you know. Your intuition, that inner voice that often got drowned out by noise and doubt, now speaks a little louder and clearer. And somehow, you begin to trust it more. You may start to feel more connected with the world, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that comforts you. It's like life is finally showing you that you are not alone, not forgotten, not drifting. There is meaning in the timing of everything, and you're slowly learning to see it. Isn't it a relief to realize that maybe all those delays, those detours, were actually right on time? April may bring you moments that feel like turning points, little choices, simple conversations, unexpected invitations that carry the weight of something bigger than they appear. Pay attention to how you feel in those moments. Your body often knows the truth before your mind can catch up. If something feels right deep in your gut, even if it doesn't make logical sense right away, give yourself permission to follow it. Trust is key here. Not just trust in the universe, but in yourself. Have you noticed how, when you stop forcing things and let go just a little, life tends to work itself out in the most unexpected and beautiful ways? This isn't about predicting your future with superstition or fear. It's about waking up to the signs that have always been there, waiting for you to see them. The crescent moon on your palm is often said to represent spiritual sensitivity, an open channel to energy beyond the physical. And the letter M? That's long been linked to mystery, mastery, and even messages. Together, they speak to a person with the potential to understand life's deeper rhythm, to feel what others overlook, and to walk a path that's a little more guided by soul than by surface. So, what will you do when the signs appear? Will you ignore them and move on, or will you pause and ask, what is life trying to tell me right now? You don't have to have all the answers. Just the willingness to listen is already a powerful step. From my own experience, once I stopped trying to control everything and began to tune into these little signals, life began to feel less like a series of random events and more like a story I was co-writing with the universe. There's a calmness in that, a kind of quiet magic. And maybe, just maybe, that magic is what you're being invited into this April. Keep your heart open, your senses alert, and your spirit grounded, because something meaningful might already be unfolding around you, and you are ready for it. Number 10, you'll enter a full transformation. April 2025 carries a powerful energy for those with the crescent moon and the letter M on their palm. What's unfolding isn't just a small change, it's a complete inner shift. A quiet, steady rebirth that touches every part of your being. You may begin to notice that you no longer feel the need to wear the masks you've carried for years, whether it was the role of the peacemaker, the high achiever, or the one who always put others first. That old way of living, rooted in pleasing people or chasing validation, starts to feel heavy and unnatural. In its place comes a growing sense of self, a clarity that says, this is who I really am. And the beautiful part is, you don't need anyone's permission to be that person anymore. This transformation begins subtly but grows stronger with each passing day. You might find your thoughts becoming clearer, less cluttered with self-doubt or second-guessing. There's a new voice within you, grounded and wise, guiding you to make decisions that feel aligned rather than expected. Your conversations may shift too, becoming more honest, more meaningful, and less about fitting in. You stop speaking from a place of fear and start expressing from a place of truth. As this happens, your energy changes. People notice something different in you, not because you're trying to be different, but because you're finally being real. And what about the body? Even that doesn't stay untouched in this process. You may feel drawn to healthier habits, not out of obligation, but from a deeper desire to care for yourself. As your inner world heals, the outer world follows. Your sleep improves, your energy returns, and your connection to your body becomes more intuitive. The tiredness that came from always doing and never being begins to lift, replaced by a quiet vitality. This isn't about becoming someone new, it's about returning to who you've always been, beneath the noise. What's happening here is a shedding, a spiritual cleansing that releases what no longer serves your path, and in that space, something new and authentic is born. You feel more free because you are no longer chained to who you thought you had to be. There's no going back, because that old version of you cannot survive in this new light. You've stepped out of the shadows of expectation and into the fullness of your true self. And though the journey may feel unfamiliar at times, it brings with it a deep peace, a kind of stillness that says, I am home. In the fast-paced world we live in, transformation like this can feel both exhilarating and overwhelming. But the truth is, this change is not a disruption, it's a realignment. So if you're feeling the stirrings of this shift, trust it. Let yourself evolve. The world doesn't need more people trying to be perfect. It needs people who are whole, honest, and awake. And as you embrace this transformation, remember, you're not losing yourself. You're finally meeting yourself. And there you have it. 10 powerful transformations that may unfold for you this April if you carry the crescent moon and the letter M on your palm. Remember, these signs are not just symbols. They're gentle invitations to awaken, to trust, and to walk your path with more clarity and purpose. If today's video spoke to something deep within you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom. And be sure to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming insights and spiritual guides. Until next time, keep walking gently, trust your inner wisdom, and remember, you are already on the path.